Hello everyone. So today I'll be discussing with you about 7 new features of Salesforce that almost every developer or admin should know. So these new features will be available from summer 24 release onwards, and they will play a very crucial role in your day-to-day development activities. As you can see on my screen, I have listed down those new 7 features that I will discuss about in this video. I'll go one by one to each of these features, so it's always better to stay ahead of time so that you are aware of the upcoming or latest features of the platform, that is Salesforce. So let's proceed with the very first one, called organize and find records easily with personal labels. So while reading the statement, you might not get clear picture on what this feature is all about. So I'll quickly go to my Salesforce org that has summer 24 release enforced into it. So there is something called labels that have been introduced by Salesforce latest. This is the latest feature basically, and where you can categorize your data into particular category or segments. So for now I have created two labels. You can create we can create n number of labels basically just to categorize our records. So what it does is, let me open this epic zone. So in this epic zone I have added 3 records. They can be either account, opportunity, or contact. So basically I'm categorizing those records into one particular category called epic zone. I can also search for these labels from the global search as well. As you can see, if I search with zone, these are the labels that have returned. I can quickly go to any of these and see what all records are assigned to these. If you want to search with a specific label, then you can go for Apex. As you can see the result there. So how you can assign records into this, just there is a button called assign label, and just you can see on the drop down, these are the types of object that you can add into this particular label. So let me select this contact and save it. This should be added in this account. I sorry, in this label. If I refresh the screen, it has 4 records now. So this is actually one of my favorite upgrade that Salesforce has brought. So you can actually categorize your data into several segments so that they're easy to find and easy to locate. So you should be able to identify your records based on the category of that label. So this is just nothing but categorization of your records into a particular label or segment. Not only this is not the only way you can assign labels, but you can go to any list view of any particular object that are supported to be assigned. Let's select these two accounts as well and select, there is a new button as assign label that have been brought, and you will be able to find. So these are the two labels that exist currently. So I will assign these two accounts into this particular label. So now my email label has got two more records, two more account records. I can go and simply check here. So these are the two accounts that I have just added. So I hope this will be very helpful in organizing your records, and easy to search whenever you want to identify certain records which are categorized under this label. Just quickly search them and bring it onto the screen. So I hope this will be a very helpful for you as well. Let's mark this as finished since we are done. Moving on to the next feature, which is automation lightning app to get overview or track of flows activity. Okay, again, by reading the statement, you will not get the fully understanding. So before we access this feature, there is a prerequisite, that is from setup. You have to go to process automation settings and make sure to enable this checkbox called enable the automation lightning app and save this. Once it is saved in the app launcher, search for automation. This is a very new brand application that is built and delivered by Salesforce itself. So while using this application, you will have a holistic view of all the flows activities in your org. As you can see, you can view the recently modified flow list here. Also, you can also view the flows that have failed, or there was an error while execution of any of the flows, that you can also see here and troubleshoot them directly from here without going to the setup. On top of that, you can see join the flow community. You can actually interact with people outside to get knowledge or transfer knowledge to with the community as well. And then there is something called learn about Salesforce flow. So you can start learning about flows from here. I mean, just clicking on this button. So as you can see, without even going to the setup screen, I can view my flows activity in my org directly from here with a new application called automation. For a reminder, this is only available from summer 24 release. So make sure you have summer 24 release upgraded in your org. Again, there is a tab called flows, which you can see that there are multiple list views to view the flows like errored flows, recently modified or recently viewed. So this is a very good tool, I would say, to troubleshoot your flows or get a holistic view of your all the flows that have that activity is going in your org. So this is again both these features, the one automation and the other one labels. These are some new features that are beyond setup. So basically, Salesforce used to bring features in the setup itself, but they are outside the setup, which you can directly access from the app launcher, the labels and this automation app. Okay, so we are done with the second as well. Moving on to the third one. Use blank spaces to align fields on dynamic forms enabled pages. Okay, this is also one of the very good feature, I would say. Let me go to the sales app and I will open any of the accounts record. Let me open this one. So before making any changes, let's first review. So you can see phone field is aligned with the account name. It is just below the rating and beside account name. So let me go to the record lightning record page where we will leverage this new feature and see some changes. So as you know, this dynamic forms was previously already there. On top of that, there is a new feature that have been introduced. So first of all, we have to upgrade our detail page into a dynamic form. So this was already there, we just have to upgrade now. Select the layout, finish. So with this dynamic form we can do a lot of things like segregating the fields and setting the conditional visibility of each of the fields on the layout. Those were already there, but if you see, if you go to the fields tab here, there is something new that has been introduced called blank space. It was not there previously, you can verify. So I want to just add a blank space between rating and phone so that phone is aligned with account parent account, which was previously aligned with account name. I will quickly save this and activate it, make it as org default. All right, next, then save. It is done. Now we can go to the detail page of this account to see this blank space whether it exists or not. So as you can see, there is a blank space now between rating and phone is aligned with parent account. So with this new feature of blank space, you can actually arrange your page layout in a better format basically. So yeah, this is also one of the good feature that I liked. So let's mark it as complete again. Moving on to the next. So as you can see, the name says add new custom fields to dynamic form enabled pages. So again, this is something related to dynamic form. So if I go to my setup and try to add a new field, so I would just give you a reminder that previously when you used to create new fields, it will ask us for four steps. First, name and details of the fields, then profiles to be assigned to, then page layout, and there was one more step, but now there is one additional step as well. Okay, let me name this field as new text field. 100 is the length. Next. Now we have to this is as usual screen assigning to the profiles. Next, as you can see, this is the new screen that comes up. It asks whether you want to put this field on this lightning record page or not. Previously this feature was not there, so I will select yes, it should be added into the lightning record page. Then next it will ask for page layout and we are done. So that third screen is the new one. If we go to the lightning record page and see whether my newly created field is added onto the page layout or not, that lightning record page, if I go to this, it should be added on the last part of the first section, edit, and I should be able to see that new field added onto the detail section. Okay, here it is. New text field. This is the new field that I just created. So it comes at the last part of the first section. So while creating the field only, you can select whether you want to add that field into your dynamic enabled page or not. If there are multiple dynamic lightning record pages, it will give you the option to select multiple ones, either one, two, or all of them. So this is another very nice feature again for dynamic lightning record pages. Moving on to the next is create rich text headings in lightning app builder. Okay, this is something new as well. I will quickly go back to the lightning record page of this particular account. So there is something called rich text that we can add onto our screen, and I will tell you what is new in that. So when we write a rich text area, so previously all these tools and options were there until this option like IX. This is the very new button that has been introduced into this rich text. So you can just select the type of text you want to enter, and it will take that, take that formatting accordingly. So just if you want to verify this, you can go quickly and check in any of the org which do not have summer 24. You won't find this button at all. Only these options were there. This is a very new one. So you can select the type of the text that you are entering, and the formatting will be done. This is a very small upgrade, I would say, but it is very much required in order to format your text, rich text properly as per your need. So yeah, this was the quick one. It's very simple, and we can use this at any point of time. Let's move on to the next. Easy view and maintenance of field history tracking. Oh, this is actually a good one. So previously, if you remember, if you want to enable history tracking, then we have to go to that object under fields and relationship. We used to select this set history tracking. But now we don't have to do this many number of steps. In the home, on home in the setup, search for field history tracking. This is the new option again available. It is only available after summer 24 release. So if we go to this option, you will get to see all the objects listed down, and we can enable field history tracking for any of them, whatever we want to. I want to enable history tracking for account, and then I will just save this. So from one screen only, I can actually enable history tracking for all the objects that I want to. I can simply search for the objects as well. Contacts here. Oh, it already has two fields enabled. I will select another one. Save. Okay, now this contact has, it's basically object has two fields or three fields enabled for history tracking. So again, this is also a very helpful feature, and it will save a lot of time. Previously we have to go to the object manager, search for that object under fields and relationship. There was a button called set field history. So for individual object we have to go and set field history tracking, but now we can do from one single page here. So this is also one of the very good feature that I liked a lot. Now moving on to the next, what's enabled in permission sets and permission set groups. Okay, so this was actually a beta feature previously, and now it is what we say generally available. So if we go to the permission sets, and if I want to see, let's see this buyer. I just want to see what all permissions or object CRUD operations, CRUD permissions are enabled in this particular permission set. Then there is a new button called view summary. It was previously there, but as a beta feature. If I click on this view summary for this permission set, it will give me the holistic view of what all permissions are enabled. So under user permissions, these are the two permissions that are enabled. Under object permissions, it will see give you the view of all the CRUD basically create, read, edit, delete. All those permissions are active for which particular object. Again, for field permissions as well, you can see what all fields access have been given. You have to select the object. I think it is not editable for me. Display fields that don't support field are in display. Okay, custom permissions if there are any. So basically this is also a very good feature to just have a look on what all permissions are enabled for this particular permission set. Not only for permission set, even if you go to the users, if I open, let's say, my user, then here also you will see a button called view summary. This was a beta feature previously, now it is generally available. Here also you can see what all permissions this particular user has. Under object permissions, you can see I have access to all these objects. Since I am the system administrator, I have access to all objects. And under user permissions, these are the permissions that have been enabled for me either from profile or permission set. Again, these things like permission field permissions also I can see. So yeah, these all features are actually very helpful, and they are very new. So make sure you are aware of these features and make the best use of them. If you have any queries related to any of these features not able to access, feel free to comment in the comment section, and I will definitely reach out. Thank you.